going to be transferring to a 4-year, like a private interior design school. So yeah, I do plan on getting my bachelor's, my BFA. So anyways, yeah, here it is. This is my commercial design final, where we find a real life marketing agency, and then we like kind of take notes on them, read up about them, what they do, who their clients are, and then we curate a space, which this is a real space in San Diego. I actually got to go see it in person and how it was actually designed. The second to last class that I had, so it was really cool to see it after I'd already designed my version of the space. But we did have to deal with a real life space with like real measurements and everything like that. So yeah, this is the digital marketing agency. Human digital marketing agency. By the way, I don't have my headphones in, so I don't know if this even sounds good. I'm hoping it does, but this is the Human, which this is the brand that I chose. Their name is Human, and they're orange. I don't know if you can really pick up on the color of... Okay, now you can. So yeah, next slide. About Human. So this is an actual screenshot that I took of their website, and I'll get closer once it's like more important slides. But about Human, they focus on a 1-to-1 ratio of employees to clients. So yeah, they're very quirky is kind of what I gathered. Very quirky, very like millennial vibes. And then this is a picture of their actual space. Which I don't know if this is still their space, but the owner really likes blue and orange, which orange is their logo. So I had to take into account that their boss or whoever owns the space really likes blue and really likes orange, right? So this is a criteria adjacency matrix. Let me get closer in so you can like really see what it is. This is a criteria adjacency matrix. So this is a tactic that interior designers use. I'm not sure if this is like a real life thing, but the whole point of interior design school is to like kind of learn extreme ways to figure things out, and then you kind of like dial it back, like you figure out what works for you when you're actually an interior designer. So we kind of like marked off every single space that we were going to be designing, and then we put it into like public access, high, medium, low, daylight view, high or low, privacy, no or yes, plumbing, adjacencies, like how close they were going to need it to be to each other, right? And so that's the whole thing with the criteria matrix, is just figuring out where everything needs to be in relation to each other, and you know, certain priorities that need to take place. The next thing is a relationship diagram, and I did 2 of them. I actually did these myself, like drew them. I feel very personal showing you guys my final, so don't be rude, okay? Anyways, so this is showing like the flow of the certain rooms that we need to be creating, right? So you enter over here where the reception is, and then you go up, and I designed it so that there was like a phone booth, and by the way, there's windows here, a phone room, a lounge slash collaboration room. Did I say this was an office space? I can't remember. Anyways, space of square footage that you're gonna need. And you need 3 feet of like walking space around things, bare minimum. So you definitely keep that into consideration. I don't know. I can't remember what I was doing this week, but I think I was kind of fucking around because this looks terrible. I did this in SketchUp. Anyways, these are the bubble diagrams, and now I can actually show you guys the floor plan of the space, which is really fun. But this is the entrance right here. I don't know if you can see very well. So this is the space that you enter. Like, this is the door that you enter at. You go through here, and this entire area right here is 20 feet. You need to keep these doors because this is the entrance to the parking lot, and this is a fixed like box. Like, you can't move these walls. There's also a fixed wall over here, right here, which is like a huge downside to this thing, is that stupid fixed wall. So that was like really hard for me to figure out when I was figuring out my layout. And then this whole section is 8 feet 3 inches, which is like a big downside, right? And then there's like plumbing walls that you can't move. You can't move the bathrooms. There's certain fixed walls that you can't move. Ignore these elevators because those aren't a part of the space, but yeah. So this is the bubble diagram that I created. So the reception is here, and I quickly realized that the reception did not need to be a big deal because you don't need an actual receptionist, you just need like a kiosk. So this changed a lot. But initially I thought, okay, the reception should go here. There should be a phone room here so people can easily access a private space and call on their phone. Lounge and the collaboration space should be here in front of the window. This is because of my teacher. She gave me like advice because my lounge was originally on the 8-foot space. She's like, you should probably have the lounge with the window, but that wasn't my idea, and I changed that in the final. And then video room, and then she was like, you shouldn't have that in the window because, you know, that's like a private space, so you shouldn't be using all that window space for video conference room. So I changed this too. And then workspace, kitchen, because it has to stay here next to the plumbing wall, conference room, private office, phone room, bathrooms, and storage. So yeah. And then this is the second idea that I created: reception, conference room, which I realized I could not do because of the fixed wall, workspace, which this I really liked, having the light in the workspace because that's where you're going to be working mainly, right? Private offices, phone room, lounge, collaboration room, kitchen, dining room, phone room, video conference room, private offices, bathrooms, storage. So this is my toilet room. This is like not the actual, this isn't about design. Like, I obviously wouldn't design my toilet room like this. This is about getting the measurements right for ADA, which is American Disabilities Act. And so that is a law that commercial spaces need to be compliant with people who have disabilities or aren't like able-bodied, which is actually the majority of the population. Like, when you become older, you're not able to handle such taxing things like stairs, things like that. And then obviously people who are in the wheelchair or oh, hi, sorry, are, I don't freaking know. It's so hard for me to talk when I'm doing ASMR. I swear I can normally speak normal, but yeah. So this is a circle. It's either 60 or 67. I can't remember what I did. But if you have a building that is pre-existing, it can be a 60-inch circle for wheelchairs. But if it's a new build, it's 67 inches, at least in California. So yeah, you just have to make reception, living room, workspace, 2 offices, which I kept these, more workspace, kitchen, video, conference, video, bathrooms, and then storage. A lot of this changed, but a lot of this also stayed the same. Yeah. So this is my finalized floor plan, which also did change. So this class is kind of all about the process and getting it down. And so all of us really did change a lot, even in the finalized floor plan. Like when we ended up going into SketchUp or Revit to actually like curate these spaces, it's like you change a lot. So yeah, you walk in, there's the reception, which I did not do, and then there's a living room, which I kind of stayed the same, you'll see in my plan, and then there's workspace, offices, conference, video conference, dining room, kitchen, which stayed the same, and then workspace, another video conference, and bathrooms. Finalized floor plan. And then this is my original inspiration. I was honestly like pretty lost at what I wanted to do, so this is like just some random furniture that I was like inspired by. Because they're called human, I thought this would be a really cool like sculpture to have and really play on the orange vibes. I thought this green kitchen would be cool. Some terrazzo flooring, you know, I was just trying to feel my vibes. And then these are some of the materials that I used. Some really good ceiling materials, the terrazzo, this white oak flooring. Yeah, I didn't end up using these two, but like similar vibe and everything like that. And then this is some of the inspiration I had for the workspace, and I'm only showing the spaces that I chose to build into 3D. So we had to do 3 spaces that were actually rendered, right? So these are the 3 spaces. And then, yeah, so these are the desks that I thought were like pretty good, and they have to be like commercial grade. And we've actually gone on a lot of field trips, and these steel case phone booths are super popular now in the office space, commercial design industry. So yeah, this is some living room inspiration. I really love, not the colors by the way, just the furniture selections. I love this steel case couch. And then I was gonna do this flooring, but I realized that doing herringbone hardwood is very wasteful, and if I was gonna do hardwood in the entire space, that would be a lot of waste, because in order to create this, you have to cut out a lot of wood, and then it just becomes scraps. And I don't know, I wanted to try and be more sustainable in my design, so I cut that out. This is the kitchenette that I ultimately came up with. I used walnut and I used a lighter wood in my entire design throughout the entire process. And so for my kitchen, I wanted to have a 2-toned wood look. So I had the dark wood at the bottom and the light wood at the top cabinets. And then I was gonna do the same poles that are walnut for the bottom and the top, like the base cabinet and the wall cabinets. So yeah, this is kind of like the inspiration that I really did end up sticking with. All of this stuff did change though, and the terrazzo was going to be a huge flooring choice, but I did end up going with just hardwood for the entire space. Other than the bathroom, I stuck with the terrazzo. And then here are my actual final renderings, which let me make sure you can see them. So this is the meeting room. By the way, I only had to choose 3 spaces, so I think I did a few more, but this is the meeting room. And I really stuck with this wallpaper. I really liked it, and you'll see I added all these colors, which you can't really tell because it's kind of bright on the screen. I stuck with a lot of these colors in my design. This is the like entrance to the so you enter like behind the space, and this was based off, like the whole color palette was based off of this painting. It honestly made it really easy for me, but all of these colors are also in that meeting room wallpaper, which I thought was really, really cool. So yeah, this is like a little bird that I've seen at the beach a bunch of times, and if the space is going to be in San Diego, like why not integrate some San Diego details, you know? So yeah, I created this couch. It is from Steelcase, but I did customize it. My dog's barking. But yeah, so I thought that this being this way and this one being this way was really cool because it created privacy, but also if somebody wanted to conversate, they could be sitting this way and that way and be looking at each other head on, right? This is like a little chair. There's this divider to divide the workspace and this little living room. So yeah, I really like this credenza. Not much more to say. This is another view at night with kids, so you can kind of see what that might look like with kids and stuff. And then this is the workspace. Some of the workspace. I didn't finish everything, like I didn't do everything because I just knew that was going to be a huge task. But this over here are the 2 private offices. And then these are some areas to work. Same as this side table, which I thought would be a more social space. And then there's this phone room. Here's another view of it. These are from Steelcase, and these are from Steelcase as well, or like BKM. This is the 8-foot space. This is the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room space. So, as you can see, in the kitchen, I played with 2-toned woods, added the same flooring to the ceiling, and I definitely used orange as like a focal point. And so this is like the bar space, and then this down below has a curve, which I thought was really cool. And then as for the dining room, I also played with that curved element with this walnut table. I have a really cool rug. There's these really cool chairs that I custom colored and everything like that. Here's another view. Here's another view. This is at night, entertaining. And then here's the living room, which I thought was really fun with this wallpaper, kind of adding some color. Just a really colorful space. And then I added this like bar top. Oops, what's going on? Not now. Anyways, I added this really cool bar space so that if they're ever in a meeting, there can be people here and people up here interacting with the meeting, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Another angle. And then I believe that's all. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I just thought it would be cool to show you guys my finals. I know maybe it was in the last semester I said I was going to do it, and then I got like kind of shy, so thought I would just show you. Which now that I think about it, I don't know why I was so shy, because last semester I honestly did so good on my final. Like I'm honestly more proud of it than this one. But yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed. I had a really good semester. I don't feel like I committed as much as I could have to my learning, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys later.